There's a lot going on in this area right now. 17 getting some vision into what's going on, trying to see if they can get some peppering shots into the action. E36 still trying to control inside their dip. A couple of teams just to the south of that trying to make their move. Burrom sends it over, trying to make their way up across Everest, and looking like the fact that they might be reconsidering that one. Team Liquid off on one angle, but Gex just trying to hold it through, does manage to take down God Meow. Now it's getting a little bit dicey up here, is remember, this position, again, not inside the safe zone, so the longer the fight goes on, the more and more precarious this position becomes. Team Liquid not opting into a move either, is they think that they might be able to get some third party, or they don't want to move, risking the fact that there are so many people fighting up here that they might become the new target.
I love this delayed push from Team Liquid up to this position. This is where they wanted to go initially, but they're going to let these teams beat them up. And Burram doing a pretty good job here on the response after Godmeow got knocked. Edie takes some damage, but it's going to be able to heal that up as they continue their way to climb this mountain. GEX kind of in tatters here. Yan Lee has gone down. The rest of GEX scrambling to protect another one, but a good headshot from SSR. But here comes Canaxi up close and personal. Up over the top, gets a headshot with the hip fire. Able to follow up and get the knock as well. Nice little piece of work here from Canaxi.
Don't forget that Heroic is up in this position. Canaxi still pushing right into the thick of Gex. He does go down. Edie now the last one up for Burram out inside the blue, making his push. Looks like he is going to find a little bit of safety. Managed to get through the first one, but there you go. It's going to be shots off to the side of it. It's going to be T-Bone that takes down Burram now. So Heroic still kings of the mountain, running their two up here. Beamy and Grexy off in the distance, still getting another foothold as they're going to move a little bit further east. Circle does pop, keeps ruins, but goes some type of position to play from. Kickstart is very, very close to Multi-Circle Gaming's position, but looks like Sonic says, screw it, we're sending it right in. Lingdu wants nothing to do with it, instantly retreats back up, so Sonic's getting a little bit more of a clean entry into this than they were expecting, and a good spray coming in from Shrimsy.
Oh, that was filthy from Shrimsy. Lingdu had the better angle, but Shrimsy's just able to outduel him. Tiggleton trying to push forward a little bit. Shrimsy even gets the Molotov to explode the barrel, or excuse me, the gas can inside of there. Just Evil Lee left, but he's gotten some damage done. Sonic's finally able to displace Multi-Circle Gaming on this, but here comes the Phase 4 blue, and Win knows once the blue is here, there's no saving Tiggleton and Shrimsy. Firepower out of the hands of Sonic. TSM right into Oath, and oh, Balefrost around the corner. Gonna take him down. Only Penta left here for TSM, and Oath so stalwart, so strong. They're gonna lose Kickstart on the other side of the bridge. Oh, and here comes Win on the back, and the blue is gonna punch him in the back of the head and take him down.
Oath was waiting for this, but this TSM drop right on top of him absolutely destroyed their plans. TSM runs over, narrowly gets the res into Luke right now, and this is a scary spot. Can't go for the pickup off of it. We talked about earlier that Team Liquid wanted to be at the top of the mountain, and they are getting it, walking slowly and steadily up there. Heroic was trying to hold it off. Now just two members up against the Team Liquid 3. Circle's about to pop, and it has shipped away from Everest, so Team Liquid hoping the fact that they can finish this fast, get the information off of it. T-Bone now down. Page, the last one up for Heroic at the time. Team Liquid's Abisa slows it down, realizing the fact that they have the momentum inside the fight. Two members already down. Don't need to overextend just quite yet. Don't take the risk. Page knows the fact that he's caught out in a dangerous position and has very limited options to get away. It's just going to be about who finds it out as it comes through, and Page gets spotted out. Team Liquid gets control of the top of the mountain. Now they have to figure out how they're going to make a move with it. Meanwhile, Ghibli making a move of their own.
Yeah, Ghibli is going to have some smokes to cover this approach, but grenades from AAP to soften them up, decently connecting. Renba has to heal. Kalbs is going to rat down in the basement. That's really smart. That's an almost impossible position to push through. So if worse comes to worse here for AAP, if this defense starts to fall apart, they have the fallback position underneath to cause Ghibli problems. Grenade out the door again. If that's a frag, that's going to be good, and it is. It almost gets the knock onto Spear. A lot of damage being done. Algenbots is trying to get up into this fight. He's got to be quick because Team Liquid is going to be coming off that mountain very quick, and he's going to be exposed to them at that angle. He can't hang around here for too much longer. He's going to get the knock onto Adder. Only two left onto Ghibli. They're going to try to push through the door. CJ's going to catch him coming through. They're just waiting this one out. Another grenade exploding around here. CJ, though, takes the worst of that exchange. But here comes Algenbots around the back. Perfectly timed, and they wipe Ghibli out.
Loved the smoke use in that one. Repositioning, making it outside, and flanking the people approaching their building, giving them a strong position to play in these later stages. TSM finding themselves in the awkward spot.
Yeah, Ibiza has to retreat off this fight. There's nothing more left for him to do except try to see if he can get through a little bit deeper into the game, get a few more placement points. We are down to 8 teams, so now that does become a factor. Lou here gonna cook a grenade and lob it up on in. That looked pretty decent, but McMoo stuck on the bad side of the circle. Fury gonna make quick work of him. Back over to Lou, trying to come up and over that hill. Meanwhile, Ibiza got to you as well. That didn't go very far. Star-Lord does die because of it. Why kick a Moo Cow? Trying to push forward into this VP position.
Just more and more impressive plays coming out from Fury, as it's going to be Waikikamukel that drops a grenade right on top of Lou. VP right up against the edge of this, now caught off in a very difficult spot, as on one side of them they do have BBL, who we have seen. These guys want to scrap every single second if possible. I mean, it feels like they're active in so many of the fights all around what's going on. AAP, though, also on the move, getting a little bit more aggressive, as they heard a lot of firefights that are going to be going on. It's going to be Cult that does get vision on what's happening right now, gets the knock on one. Code Marco does go down as well from his own grenade that he was trying to prep up and toss through there. With this VP now creeping a little bit closer, realize the fact that there might be an opportunity, as they've been being pestered continuously by BBL. So with this new threat coming to BBL's positioning, maybe they might find a new way to work around it. But God, AP just gets the high ground and makes it work.
Yeah, you gotta love that Groza. Kolb's doing a great job putting him in a perfect position, putting himself in a perfect position to use it. Gonna get the rewards off of that, but it's Perfectic striking when Kolb was already. Kolb got greedy, went for the death box, odd to the BBL team, and he gets punished for it. The Virtus Pro is all over the place. They're in a bad spot. They might just get finished off by Fury in a second flood, just not able to connect with the follow-up mini shots. And well, that's a toughie there for Kolbs. He just overextended a bit. Meanwhile, AAP seems to have gotten pretty disjointed. Algenbots falls to 17 gaming as well. So what was a phenomenal position for AAP in the snap of your fingers has just gone away.
Yeah, that push going after BBL does reward them with a couple of kills, but it looks like they left somebody back, and that's how they lost Algen. 17 now trying to use the control on the high ground, looking into those vantage positions as Fury is trying to work their way up this. Do keep in mind, E36 is playing the dip very, very close to Fury's position, but with the numbers that Fury's got, they have the capabilities to go for a couple fights. The distraction also coming through with everybody starting to look down into Fury's direction is letting VP move a little bit more sneakily, trying to get into a flanked point. AAP's kind of lost a lot of their vision and the information that they had earlier, so don't really have the cleanest idea on what's going on, and that's allowing VP a much easier approach into this than I think that VP was expecting.
Oh yeah, there's no way VP should be able to get as far as they have without getting shot at the very least. And AAP doing something a little bit unorthodox, holding this angle. If there's any frags in here for Virtus Pro, they should be able to soften up AAP pretty heavily. But they're just gonna go for the spray. Perfectix found that Groza, putting it to good work. Just wipes them out. Don't even need to use any of their throwables. That is efficiency from VP.
That was just absolutely dirty. Last member over here for 17 game is going to be a little Ghost. The other two members have moved down a little bit further, seeing if they can get vision on what's happening. Pure Boy are still trying to hold it up, but E36 has now been spotted, and the Fury is coming for them. Going to go ahead and get a spot on one. Knocked out. It's going to be a quick follow-up. Grenade takes it down as well. So with this, Fury getting control of this low ground position, but the circle does shift away from them. 17 did have one of their members go down inside of this, retreats away, trying to go for the res into it. That means the little Ghost does have this high ground position, but doesn't have the best vision on VP and their approach. Should hear the footsteps in just a little while, but he is fairly defended over there. Going to feed back that information. Teammates are coming back over. Looks like Show is going to try to provide some type of reinforcement based off of it, but that's just allowing Fury to reposition and maneuver around the other sections of the circle so cleanly.
Yeah, exactly. This is giving Fury all the time and space they need to do what they got to do, and that's win this game. Perfectix coming around the corner. Oh boy, how did Lil Ghost have no idea there? He had his back completely turned. Now Perfectix finds another double. He is absolutely cracked with this Groza.
He is playing perfectly right now and performing for his squad. This two-man group has just been wandering around. Now just one member up for 17, but Fury has such a strong position inside the circle. We were talking about it beforehand. These guys came in. It is so vital for Fury to have a strong performance at PGC. They want it from the bottom of their hearts, and this looks like this could be their opportunity around. VP trying to use that high ground that we saw 17 using just a second ago, seeing if it might give them some type of benefit. But this lineup from Fury is very strong. The way that they're trying to use the hillside is going to give them a couple of opportunities to work with. The last member up for 17 is leaning in that position. Flood does spot out Spyro. He goes down, and so it is just really 2 members that are up at the time trying to compete against the 4-man Fury. Looks like they might go for the res. I don't know. Looks like Perfect's might not
Pick him
do
up.
it. Doesn't feel it. Leans in, goes for the grenade. Is it gonna bounce right? No! Reposition coming at the perfect time for 17.
Yeah, I think there's not enough time here for Spyro unless it's the edge of the, oh, it's the edge of the circle. Okay, that's actually fine. I thought they might have to pick him up and move him, but nope, it's going to be good enough for Spyro to get res, get a heal off. Xiaobei in the meantime, just kind of peppering this vehicle that Waikikamukau had set up behind, but Waikikamukau going to back right off, see if he can hold this angle down, and he hasn't gotten the best of it so far, but that is the perfect time to strike. Xiaobei gets distracted for a moment by VP. Waikikamukau taking him out.
2 members for VP now up against Fury with controlled positions. They've got the circle to work with. They're so close to the center as well. As this is condensing down, all the moving parts are going to lean into VP. They've separated out. They heard Waikikamukau just a second ago, seeing if maybe they can try to take out this side flanked position onto it. We've seen Perfects be so awesome, and he manages to continue it. Takes down Waikikamukau, who's been a big performer for Fury. Insight now spotted out as well. Spyro's going to come down and see if he can provide a little bit of support in what's going through. Going to see the throwables now starting to come out. Don't want to get too hot and heavy into this one just quite yet. Still trying to use the terrain. Waikikamukau singing. Maybe he can feed some information back over. Perfect's in a little bit of trouble. Has to drop back down. It's going to be Insight. Still has vision on this position, as it's still going to be VP having to move in slowly and steadily. We call him Virtus Pro sometimes, but whenever we look at Virtus Pro, they can potentially get some kills off of this position. Fury does get some vision on what's happening right now, but it is just going to be a lined up 2v2. Flood's got the high ground, Ronan's got the high ground, but it feels like everything's coming up. Virtus Pro does have one of the members go down. Now it's on to Spyro. Can they manage to continue it? They've been trying so hard, but no! In the end, it's going to be Fury who has been fighting for this one the whole way.
Oh, that was a great finish there for Fury. What a game from them, really doing such a good job controlling their space around the ruins, and they come through it, you know, a little bit of fortune there that, you know, 17 and VP beat each other up. Perfectix Matchroom was absolutely nuts that game.
I mean, good lord, I thought Virtus Pro should have been dead several times inside that, but they just navigated so well, and again, Perfectix just once he got that weapon,